Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how you can watch the ITV Hub from the USA. Now, ITV is the UK's biggest commercial channel, you're probably aware of. Quite famous for things like soaps and sports, and probably one of its most famous programmes is Downton Abbey. If you're looking for Downton Abbey, I should warn you that it's not actually on ITV Hub at the moment, whether that'll change. I think it's probably transferred onto BritBox, which is the ITV and BBC's commercial outlet. Okay, so I'm going to show you the ITV Hub here. ITV Hub's a great site. You can watch 6 live channels, and you've got access to a huge archive of different programs as well. As I said, it's particularly good for sort of period dramas. My wife watches it all the time. She watches Agatha Christie, Poirot. There's lots of older stuff like Endeavour and Grantchester, Heartbeat. Inspector Morse is brilliant. Tends to vary how much is on there. It probably has reduced slightly the archive since BritBox came along, which is another option for you if you're in the USA. The method I'm going to show you is how to use a VPN to use the main sites. As opposed to BritBox, which is kind of a summary of them both. Okay, so I mean, again, one of the important things is being able to watch the live sites. The problem is, as soon as you go to any of these sites, it realizes where you are from your IP address. So if you're in America, or indeed any other country outside the UK, ITV Hub won't work. It'll basically block you without access. The way you can get past this is just the same way as you can bypass all the blocks and filters that are all over the internet at the moment. Every single one of the UK TV stations online blocks access outside the UK. But saying that, it's the same in the USA, Germany, France, Australia, Canada, you name it. Everyone restricts access to the domestic market. Okay, so how can you get past all these thousands of blocks? Well, it's called using a VPN. A VPN is a virtual private network, and it was primarily used for people to keep their internet connections secure. Unfortunately, most of our connections are not secure at all, especially if we're using unknown internet access points from things like free Wi-Fi in cafes and hotels and stuff like that. A lot of our data is actually in the clear, so VPN encrypts that. But we're not actually concerned with that aspect of a VPN, although it is very important. We're looking at the way it can hide your location, and indeed change your physical location in a manner. Okay, so here's NordVPN. This is one I use. There are lots of VPNs. You'll find loads around. Some super specialized, some go for speed, price. Nord, I think, is probably the biggest VPN provider in the world. There's a couple other that are quite close, but I would guess it's one of the biggest, certainly. And I use it because it's got lots of servers in the places I use the most, which is the US, Canada, and UK. So when you start it, you can see this big map here. This is all the VPN servers. You can connect to any of these. Now, if you connect to a server in one of these countries, effectively your IP address will change to that. Or rather, it will look like it's changed, which is the important fact. So if I'm in the USA, I want to watch ITV Hub or BBC iPlayer or Channel 4 or Channel 5, I'm going to get blocked unless I've got a UK IP address. So all I need to do is select the UK and double-click, and I can connect to the UK. I generally have there are hundreds of UK servers. I generally highlight one and leave it in my taskbar. I've got little favourites. The reason for this is not so much ITV Hub, but BBC iPlayer. Sometimes the VPN gets blocked if too many people are using the same server to connect to the BBC at the same time. The auto connect feature sometimes bundles everybody onto a super fast server. If they happen to be using the BBC, it doesn't matter about the speed, it's the number of people who are on it. It's called concurrent connections. I find if I use my own, get outside the auto connect thing and just pick one myself, here's one of my favourites, 1047, it always works. ITV Hub doesn't have that problem. One thing to watch with ITV Hub, sometimes it's a bit funny about how your device is configured, i.e. the location. So in Windows you can change the location of a computer, so you use English keyboard and you tell it its time zone and stuff like that. Sometimes ITV Hub is a bit funny about that. It doesn't affect you if you've got a UK laptop and you're traveling abroad. But if you live in the US and all your stuff is set around the US, you might have to change that slightly. It's dead easy, just Google it. Okay, right, so I've connected to a UK server, so now every site I go to will see my NordVPN ITV UK IP address, including ITV Hub. So if I go to the ITV Hub now and say, let's go and watch the Tyson Fury. There's a whole series on Tyson Fury, which you might like, and you can see there's the button. Now, if I'm outside the US, this just doesn't work. If I've got a UK IP address, it'll work perfectly. You can see it's just streaming the adverts now, but it'll go on to see the program. These little dots show the advertising breaks. You can upgrade to ad-free if you want, and that will take these advertisements out. It's called Premium Plus. Interestingly, that will also allow you to watch ITV Hub in European countries, so you won't actually need a VPN if you do that. So all the other UK TV channels won't be affected. So I'm going to finish now. This video's got a bit longer than I anticipated, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.